All right, today we're going to be learning about cheap, shitty vinyl flooring. Those of you working in multifamily housing and different areas of the field that are being renovated or new buildings popped up, a lot of the ownership, a lot of the investors, they're not wanting to put a whole lot of money into these. They're popping them up, trying to fill them and get a return as quick as they can. And with that, you get a product put in like this right here. It is really shitty flooring. It looks good when it comes out of a box, but as soon as you set something on it or you scuff it in any way, you're gonna have issues. So what we have is very, very cheap flooring. This vinyl, as you can see, it gets big grooves and cuts and scuffs in it. And at the end of the day, you're gonna spend more in the long run replacing this than you would if you had just bought a mid-range product that looks the same but lasts for a lot longer. These you'll be lucky to get a year to 3 years out of in an occupied unit, and then you're gonna be replacing it. The big problem here was that they put padding under these and they should have went straight to the concrete. You would have got an additional couple years out of them before you had to replace them due to dents. We'll deal with dent fixes at a later time, but for now, you have huge gouge in this flooring right here. And the key is first go in across the entire piece and scraping off anything that's sticking up, because that's going to catch dirt, it's going to catch debris, it's going to show. So you want to get all that off first. I had started doing it before we started the video, but you get the gist of it. Keep that razor blade at a low angle, as close as you can to the floor on the top side. So it's just barely skimming. Don't put a whole lot of pressure. Let the razor do the work. So you start with that. You come in, wipe her down a little bit afterwards with a rag or a paper towel, whatever you have. And that takes a lot of it off. It doesn't fix the problem though. As soon as that dries, you're still gonna see that there, and you can still see it is there. Next thing you need to do, we've got real light sanding pads. I mean, they're not a whole lot more than what you'd get on a green scuff pad. And you're gonna go in with that, and you're gonna work that back and forth with the groove, going with the grain, not against it. You don't wanna go like this. You're gonna, if you go back and forth like this, you're going to leave marks in this that it's gonna be difficult to get out of. You wanna go with the grain of the pieces and put a little bit of pressure in it. And if you can't get it with your hand, use your foot. You can put a lot more pressure into that, and it's gonna leave a white surface stain on that. But you're gonna invest probably 10 minutes of your time into a big crack like this. There's gouge that's covering 4 to 5 pounds. Go back through, wipe it again, and see what you have. A little bit better. You can still see just a little bit in there. You can work it more with your pad, or you can find a silicone adhesive caulking this color right. You can get about any color of this, and it's not expensive. Pop a little on your finger. It's gonna look really fucked up when you first put it on there. It's gonna be like, oh, I just stained this fucking floor, it looks like shit. Just smear across that crack, or that gouge, that scuff, that scratch, whatever you have in your floor. And you're just gonna work that into that. You come back in after you do that with a rag, paper towel, what do you got? Damp, wet, You don't want to take this off, so you don't want it too wet. And you're going to work that in back and forth just like this. And you want that in those grooves. It's going to fill anything that's underneath that surface. And just keep working it back and forth in there with your thumb. Work that product in there. Get it in the grooves. You can still see it stain, all that. I know it looks like shit right now, but it won't. And so once you get that smeared in real good, best you can, then you're gonna come back through and clean up any of the excess. You don't want to push too hard when you're doing this. You don't want to take the product out of it, but you want to clean the topical excess stuff off. Once you do that, you come back, dry that up a little bit, and where once you had a huge groove in that flooring that looked like shit, now it looks like brand new vinyl. You may have to do this every time that you have a tenant move out, but it's going to save you a lot of money and it's going to save you a lot of time. There's nothing you can do about what they put in. It's in there. You learn to find ways to make it work, or you get the fuck out and go somewhere where they don't put cheap shit in. But if you're going to be in this industry, you better figure out ways to make things work. This Color-Rite, fantastic product. These pads, really cheap. They work great. It's just about thinking outside the box and figuring things out. You can clearly see where that line was there before. You no longer see that. It's gone completely. It's hidden. You don't see the product of the Color-Rite in the flooring. And if you want to make your cause look a little bit better, really these floors and these panels should be all the way buttered up and you won't see these cracks if they're done right. That's not the case in there. Take the back side of your blades, run it across there so you can see the crack. It's more uniform with everything else that's in the floor. Makes a big difference. Attention to detail, thinking outside the box, working with the products that you have available to you, or that you can get readily available that are cheap and that can make your life a whole lot easier. It's all about thinking outside the box, people. Thank you.